on. Fuel pumps across.
Thanks on.
Yep, singlets ready.
Okay, we're ready when you are. Keep your foot heavy on that clutch pedal. Right down. Yep, keep rocking right.
Keep that.
Wicked! Again!
Amazing!
Again!
Good job, everybody.
What was it?
67.
Oh yeah! That's what I'm talking about!
I have interviewed the best athletes of our time for over 3 decades, and I have never met anyone like John. 100% unfiltered. He is completely real.
Look, I'm 67 years old. When I get out there, I'm 20 years old again.
It is on.
This is better than sex. I love the sport of NHRA drag racing, and I wanted some sons to follow in my footsteps, but no sons, and the girls came along, and they always think this is a man's sport, and it's not. It's not. Half those people in the stands are women with their children, and women can prove they can do it.
When I put on the helmet, my blinders are on. That's it. That's my race time. You can just feel all of the force that throws you back in your seat. We're pulling about 4 or 5 G's. When people come out for the first time, they are absolutely blown away.
You really have to be here to to capture what it's like for a 10,000 horsepower machine to start up and go 330 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. You just kind of go, wow. It's kind of like if you went to Cape Canaveral and watched the space shuttle take off.
I'll admit, for someone who had never seen it in person before, a day watching National Hot Rod Association drag racing is a bit of an out-of-this-world experience. But the uniqueness of this sport is not limited to the exotic cars and their engines that turn out unprecedented power. NHRA races are the only competitions in professional sports where men and women battle on a truly level playing field.
Shirley Muldowney, runner-up here a year ago, runner-up at the U.S. Nationals last year, has another chance to win the title. The tree goes green, they're off together. It's Shirley Muldowney pulling away, and Shirley Muldowney becomes the first woman in history to win Top Fuel Eliminator.
I said earlier in this event, Shirley Muldowney was not a great female racing car driver. She was a great racing car driver who happened to be a female. Lady, you proved it.
Thank you.
What is the most fun about this?
Winning.
Who's it going to be? Will it be Brittany? Will it be Leah? It's going to be Leah Pritchett.
I've been a champion in every category that I've ever raced in the NHRA. My goal is to be a world champion and then a multi-champion.
We believe that this is kind of the sport for the era. And a big part of that is our diversity and the fact that we have women not only competing, but women that are actually winning and compete for championships. You know, Erica Enders has back-to-back championships in pro stock. Courtney Force wins a lot in funny cars. She's a true contender. And Alexis DeJoria, she also is a true contender in funny cars. So while other motorsports have women that compete, we like to tell people, yeah, but we have women that win.
I consider us NHRA professional drivers athletes.
You have to be an athlete. You got to be able to fight the fight. You got to love it.
Because what we do inside that car is way more than 3.6 seconds at 330 miles an hour.
Reaction time, driving the car, getting through the day, getting in a fire suit in the heat, no different than NASCAR. It's only a little bit shorter of a time. 5 or 6 seconds. That don't sound so good compared to NASCAR or IndyCar 2 or 3 hours.
It's a 4-second run, but you get out at the top end and all the drivers are winded during their interviews. It takes a lot out of you. It's almost like someone punches you in the gut and knocks the wind out of you. I mean, that's kind of the best way to describe a 4-second run here.
Not only you, your whole family seems to be involved. Tell us about that.
In the early days, they lived the roads. They come to Englishtown, ate at the ice cream shops down at the corner, you know, when they were 4 or 5 years old. It became a way of life for them. Ashley was the first. Right now, she runs our production company back in California, John Force Entertainment. She was the first to evolve into Super Comp and then into A-Fuel. Super Comp's 160, A-Fuel's 280, and then funny cars are 330, and of course Top Fuel, which is the king of the sport that Brittany drives. Courtney, my youngest, right out of the box, she went right into winning races. I come to Englishtown for 15 years, I couldn't win a race. And to watch her come here, you know what I mean, and do what they've done, unbelievable, all 3 of them.
I obviously grew up around this sport and fell in love with it when I was a kid. I was out here sitting in the stands, you know, drinking a lemonade and watching my dad race and watching these cars go, you know, over 200-300 miles an hour. It was a family business.
When did you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this?
I was a kid. I was probably 7 years old, and I came out to Richmond, Virginia to watch my dad race, and that was my birthday present. My mom let me miss school and go be with my dad for the weekend. It was just me and him, and I wanted to be on the road with him, racing against him, and I told him he wasn't allowed to retire until I got to compete against him, and now I get to, and it's a lot of fun.
Courtney Force takes down her dad.
You have an excellent education that had nothing to do with drag racing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I actually went to school at Cal State Fullerton in Orange County, California, and
my plan was to be a teacher. At the time, I was driving an 8-wheel dragster. I got into a super comp car at 16, and I competed there for about 3 years while earning a degree. And my plan was, I still wanted to stay involved in the sport. I knew I'd come out and be, cheering my dad on and my sister on, but I didn't think I wanted to take it all the way to the top of the line. And then the